which is an organization that I hold in the utmost esteem and reverence. The ASMS has been around for over 75 years, and I mention this because, I'm an old school kind of guy, and to me, longevity matters, legacy matters, the shoulders of giants matter. So I'm truly honored to be standing up here where the likes of Kazanjian and Wolf and Manson and so many others have stood before. I'd like to explain why the ASMS has so much meaning for me, but first I should probably explain who we are. And for those of you who don't care who we are, well, I've got a bottle of mezcal, and I love the sound of my own voice, so come over, let me bend your ear over a drink, and I'll bring you into the fold. As you can see from our logo, we consider ourselves to be the leaders in facial reconstruction, but unlike many of us, and I'm probably the worst, the ASMS sort of skips over marketing and goes right to the work. And as a society, the work of the ASMS, first and foremost, is education. So this is the work that we do. We cover everything, and our basic course of Maxillofacial techniques is our anchor, and it has run uninterrupted since 1968, which is longer than any other educational programming in the country, including plastic surgery, the meeting. Plastic surgery, the meeting. I love that. We've had 40 visiting professors who have visited hundreds of residency programs across the country since 1996. And our small society has awarded nearly $1 million in industry-sponsored educational grants and scholarships since 1990. We're making plastic surgery great again around the world by hosting international basic courses in Romania, Vietnam, El Salvador, and Ecuador, and by co-hosting international symposia in Europe, South Korea, like you see here, Brazil, Egypt, and Australia. And in only 4 short years, our journal Face, which didn't exist 4 years ago, has published over 300 peer-reviewed articles in 17 issues from authors all over the globe, and is about to be fully indexed on all major databases. So I hope you'd agree that these efforts amount to a fundamental and unparalleled contribution to American plastic surgery. But the real work of the ASMS and the stuff that's gelled us together as such a loyal and cohesive society over so many decades is a little less tangible and, to me, far more important. And what I'm talking about is stewardship and mentorship. So I see and experience stewardship as how we guide the organization in the aggregate or macrocosm. Stewardship is in the ether of all the very serious things that we do, all the cases, all the teachings, all the lectures, this dumb speech, all of it. But stewardship doesn't always have to be serious, because it's not always about getting enough of those little ribbons on your ID badge to reach down to your knees, maybe. Stewardship sometimes is just about building culture or vibing, like the kids like to say. And, at the ASMS, you got world-renowned surgeons sipping caipirinhas together in a pool in Brazil. And we like to dance like nobody's watching. Although I was watching this time, Jesse. Moves like Jagger, baby. I personally think things like this make us even better ambassadors of the society, because it turns out it's okay to fool around sometimes and yet not compromise on your integrity, your talent, or your standards. If you come, sorry, I can't keep a straight face. If you come to our receptions tomorrow, we'll show you. Now, mentorship by comparison is a little bit more specific. It's a little different. And this is actually where all of my gratitude lies. As professionals, we align ourselves with individuals who shape our lives and help determine our futures. So, for example, Warren Buffett taught Bill Gates how to take a complex idea and simplify it. Didn't teach him about fashion, but Oprah Winfrey's 4th grade teacher taught her that young girls should not be afraid of being smart or brave. And another Star Wars reference, Mark Yurata, Obi-Wan taught Anakin not to bring balance to the Force. And that didn't work out so well, but we've all trained a few Anakins, right? Our mentors teach us about the world around us and our role in it, how we should navigate it, what kind of impact we can make upon it, and how we can grow in it. And they're some of the most important people in our lives. So I'd like to finish by acknowledging some of mine. There he is. It's tough for me to put into words the influence Henry Kawamoto has had on my life, and clearly I'm very eloquent, so that's saying a lot. Dr. Kawamoto trained me as a wrestler. And when I told him I wanted to be his fellow, he basically told me he was all out of mezcal, like, take a hike. But somehow I broke him down, and the rest, as they say, is history. Kawamoto taught me how to operate, but that was not where I benefited the most from his mentorship. I mean, you can teach anyone to operate, right? I mean, case in point right here. But what he did is he taught me how to work collaboratively in a multidisciplinary fashion. He taught me how to communicate with patients and with colleagues. He taught me to stand up for what I believe in. And he taught me the importance of ethics. He taught me how to teach. And he taught me how to lead, which I fail at regularly, but he taught me how to be an ambassador of our profession to the world. And he also told me that a little bit of swagger is not a terrible thing, as long as it doesn't turn into arrogance, which, as we all know, can be a problem in our industry. And what was the first thing he told me when I finished my fellowship? Hey, Reza, join the ASMS. And 20 years later, here I am. And I really try and uphold his legacy every day in everything I do. And Henry, if you're out there, I hope I haven't let you down. And I'm sure if I do, you'll let me know. So I'll finish with this, and it's more personal, but don't worry, I'm very comfortable with oversharing. Oversharing is my vibe. There are two other mentors I want to quickly tell you about. And one is my 90-year-old father. There's a picture of us last night at the United Nations where we were at a meeting. And other than Dr. K, I don't know a more principled and ethical human being on the planet. And his is a true immigrant story. He came from nothing and built everything he had through hard work and sacrifice. And after repeating his OBGYN training in New York, instead of chasing the dollar like so many of his colleagues, he set up shop in Jamaica, Queens, where I was born, one of the poorest neighborhoods in New York, to serve the most vulnerable women of New York City. And my mother would get on his case for allowing patients to leave the office without paying their bills, and he would say, well, they don't have the money. What am I supposed to do? Not take care of them? That's why I'm here. This man has taught me how to fill my cup, and trust me, it's not with dollar bills. Love you, Dad. If I can one day grow into half the man he is and be half the father to my children that he was to me, half the doctor to my patients that he was to his patients, I will have done something really special. There's one last person I want to thank briefly because he's probably the one who's taught me most about what is truly important in life, and that's my brother, Steve. Unfortunately, I only had a limited time to learn from him. He accidentally died when I was 22 and he was 24. And this kid was larger than life. He was full of love, protective of all that he held dear, and he taught me how to be brave, like Oprah. He taught me how to stand up what I believe in, how to stand ground against bullies, and how to defend myself against bigots and racists, whom I have unfortunately met along the way. And he taught me to be intolerant of intolerance. And he also taught me the hard way, unfortunately, that I need to be grateful for everything I have in that moment, because it could all be gone in a flash. So thanks, big bro. I love you. So in conclusion, finally, I look out at a room that is filled with some of the most driven and intelligent and compassionate and committed professionals in the country. And I suspect that we all take our lives of service very seriously. I believe we continually seek insight into how we can do better. And I'm here today to tell you that for me, the ASMS has been the way. It's made me better in so many ways. So to all my ASMS friends and colleagues over there, a lot of you, who have lifted me up for 20 of the past years, I thank you, and I love you all. I mean, almost all of you. No, just kidding, I love you all.